Hey friends, this is my first attempt at posting a video, but I need to get something off my chest as email chains and forwards and ridiculously contrived documentaries and narratives continue to infiltrate and exploit and take advantage of my friends, my family. It needs to be said. It needs to be said again and again in whatever medium might possibly make an impact. There is no credible evidence that the election was stolen. It is a big lie. It's a lie that has been curated deliberately. It has been pandered profusely. And the proliferation of this lie is intended to continue to polarize and divide our society and to continue to wreak havoc on what ultimately keeps any democracy from violently imploding. That is the trust we, as the people, as the citizens, have in the integrity of our election system. Democracies are incredibly fragile institutions. They only survive because incumbents who lose gracefully accept defeat and peacefully step out of the way. And we had an incumbent who lost, decided not to accept defeat, and who decided to manufacture a lie. And while this lie has been declared as a lie, while over 60 courts have rejected lawsuits from the Trump administration, dozens of these courts are ruled by judges that Trump himself appointed, while Trump's own director of CISA declared that there was no major fraud, no problems with the voting machines. And Trump's own AG declared that there was no major findings of fraud. Trump knew their declarations would not matter one bit. Because he knew that his base and his constituents have, through his own doing, completely abandoned any reliance on fact, any reliance on reason, any reliance on evidentiary procedure. And instead depend wholly on what Trump declares in that declaration for them is simply the truth. Trump, for them, is the truth maker. What I want to ask is, if this doesn't convince you, and I doubt it will, is that if you are a friend or a family member, you stop sending this nonsense. Stop it. Stop sending it to my 15-year-old niece. Stop sending it to my sisters. Stop sending it to my brother. Stop sending it to my parents. Stop sending it to people that you already don't know. Share your fantasy commitments. Because ultimately, your emails, your videos, everything else you send doesn't make us start to wonder, maybe the election was stolen. All it leads to is a severe and catastrophic disappointment in you, the sender, and a shattering of the respect that we once held for you. And I'd rather just not know. I'd rather not know than every other day have to turn and go, well, that person that was in my life that I used to esteem, that I used to admire, that I used to respect, I can't anymore. And that's what you're doing. That's what you're doing. You're sending out an email, you're sending out stuff. You might as well just send out something that says, hey, don't respect me anymore. Don't respect me because I can't use my own mind, my own gift of reason, my own understanding of truth. I've surrendered it. I've surrendered it wholly in support of some man who was president and now is not. And this isn't about policy. I'm not going to talk about Trump's policy. This is well beyond policy. This is about what society we choose to have in a very fundamental way. A society in which we simply turn our back on all truth and all reason, or a society in which we say, no, there are standards. There are preconditions for real discussion and real dialogue. And those preconditions are such that we abide by evidentiary standards. We abide by the rules of reason. And we call out as false clear and obvious falsehoods. That's it. It sucks. It sucks, but